So I also want to say that there's a possibility to do a one-to-one if you want to. We can make an appointment to set a date for maybe something, a Zoom for maybe an hour or something like that. And you can also call me just during my day. You can call me, and when I'm at home, I'm a lot of times at home, so we can have a chat. I don't charge for that. It's just a call, a short call. We can do that. You can do that. That would be nice. So, and there maybe I will say that there will be a meeting in New York very soon. So it will be, oh my God, what was it?
2.5 weeks.
No, it's like the 5 till 7 April. So it's very soon
1.5
already.
weeks.
And okay, just let me say it, John. Okay. This is all there is. This is everything. And everything is very normal. It's not everything with a capital. It's very normal, a hand or a shoe or a body, a street, without anything on top of that. Because we're so, like human, we are so quick in analyzing and trying to understand and give meaning and purpose and all that. And hearing that there's no purpose, there's no meaning, there's nothing to understand. There's just what it is. It's new. There's no time. There's nothing going on like time. It's a construct also of the mind of people that can live in time. When there's living in time, when there's living in the dream, you could say, I'm here. I'm I'm living my life. I'm making my life work. I have a free will and choice, and I'm going somewhere, I'm developing, it's better than before, something like that. There's living in time and space and distance. That's what most people do. It's very normal. Most of the time it's never questioned. And then there's these meetings, and it's questioned if there is a me, if there's someone inside who decides and have a free will or a choice and can make your life happening in a certain way. When there's hearing this and they're seeing there's no one, it's suddenly also very clear there's no right and wrong. No right and wrong. That's amazing because that means that there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. When there's me, there's looking at yourself. And when there's a looking, when there's a distant, then you look at yourself and there's always something going on like, this is not enough. There's something going on like there's something missing. I'm not good enough, or there should be a change. I can work on that change and all that. It should be better. This is not right and all that. So there's trying to make it right, and that's huge. There's a drive to make it right, and it's so embodied. That's so strong. And you can maybe understand a little bit like, oh no, I shouldn't do that or all that. But it's not only about understanding. It's not even understanding can be there. But this is embodied. When there's me and I'm here, that feeling of this is not enough, it's embodied. So it's coloring everything. It's coloring everything, and it's seen through that color that there's something wrong. And maybe it's not using the words wrong and right because that's already known, but it's like more natural or all those words. So there's most of the time when I'm looking at people, no, not most of it, but when I see some books, I saw some books from Samsara, where my book also, the Dutch book, is published. And there are a lot of books about non-duality. It's all about a purpose and a direction. It's about me in the world and trying to find one or trying to find happiness for yourself. It's an endless search for something which can't be found because it's already. That's the amazing thing of this message. It's already what is happening. But we are so focused on trying to find and making it and thinking about and trying to understand and all that, that it's overlooked that it's already the sitting. It's already that class or a feeling. Nothing is mine. It's a feeling already. And when there's that looking at it and all that, it sounds very like, oh yeah, that's too simple. And how can it be sitting? What is that for me? No, there's nothing in it for you. There's nothing in it for you in this meeting. It's not seen that there is you or me or us or all that. And when there's no one, it's not only a seeing of no one or like a very sudden knowing or I don't know the word. Then it's not only that, it's a loss. It's a loss of everything. It's a loss of everything that seems to be mine. And then there are no relations left. Not a relation, some people thought it's about relation with other people, but it's not a relation with anything. No relation with work, trying to get work, trying to deal with circumstances. When there's no one, there's no dealing. There's what is happening. It's very, very simple and tiny and normal. And that's already what's going on. There's nothing different in what's going on. So there's nothing to reach. There's nowhere to go. It's already what's going on. But when there's me going on and I'm here with my life and I'm looking for something else because there are some problems and it's not working out my life and all that. And then hearing, but it's like, no, I don't feel that. I can understand because then it's not feeling like that's all right. No, it's not a feeling. It's not a belief. But it's strange to hear that there's nothing going on like this is right or wrong. It's what it is. So there's nowhere to go. It's complete in itself. It doesn't mean it's nice or it's happy or all that. It's what it is. It can be a feeling, anger, fear, or maybe you don't know what it is. Sitting, a wall, streets. Very simple and one. There's no meaning. There's no meaning for everything. That's on top of that when we can abstract and when we think it's my life and I have to reach something or make it happen, then meaning seems very important, or importance also. Some things are important, some not, because they made you feel good. It's trying to get rid of the pain and not feeling well and going into feeling good. That's the search normally. And then they're saying here, no, it's not about getting rid of pain or awful feelings like that and going into happiness. It's everything. That's complete out of the story. Normally, the story is about reaching happiness or comfortable life and all that. And there's nothing. No, it's everything. There's the freedom. The freedom is that it's everything. There's nowhere to go. It's already everything. So there's nothing to reach. There's nowhere to go. It's what it is. And that's already. And this that can be understood maybe, but it has nothing to do with understanding. It's much more simple. It's a glass of water. It's the table. It's a feeling, which is already there. So what is there to understand? So we can talk about that and we can share maybe, or maybe there's something going on. I don't get it. I want some more or anything else. It can't be any question. When there are questions in the story, like there's something going wrong and how can I deal with that? Those questions can be asked. And you see what's happening. I don't know what will go on. It's also that talking. There's no one talking. Well, that's already everywhere. It's just coming. Those words are coming. They are not important. You don't have to write it down. It doesn't matter. Nothing is more important than anything else. So talking can happen. In what way, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of talking or what the words are. It's everything. So it can be any question, of course. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself, or you can type something in the chat if you want that. And we'll see. Mm. The strange thing is also everything, when they're saying everything is lost, that whole construct, what there's always been busy with, trying to find out when there's something happening, what can I do, what can I not do? Well, that's not happening anymore. When that suddenly stops or not go on anymore, then it's suddenly see like, oh, it's already. But you can't do it you can't say to yourself, oh, I stop it and I won't do that anymore, because that's the same story again. And when it stops, it's suddenly like, oh God, of course, it's so simple and so normal, and it's already what's happening. There's nothing lost. So there's a question or a sharing, I guess we'll see. In the story, it seems that therapy can help a depressed person, for example. Obviously, there's a connection, there's cause and effect, but no one chooses therapy and no one can be cured. And thus the story makes itself, so to speak. There can be anything. There can be talking to someone. We call it therapy, but there's talking, and then, well, that final thing, like there's something wrong and it should be better, that's not cured. When there's something going on in the story and that it's addressed to someone and trying to find out how we can make your life more comfortable, can be, but it's just moving around a bit, because that thing that underneath is that color, that embodied belief that there's something wrong and I'm not good enough and all that is not addressed. So that's seen like there's something wrong and I can help you make it right. It's confirming that there's something wrong. So and maybe for a moment it can be okay and there can be something else happening, and then I don't know what will go on, but it's not wrong. Nothing is wrong. There can be thinking, going to therapy and talking with people. When that's happening, it's happening. It doesn't go anywhere, but can happen. Because we see that it's so important to change and to have a more comfortable life and all that. Because when there's a looking at it, there's always dividing it in two. This is nice, this is awful, it should be different, what can I do about it, and all that. This is completely something else. So it's not saying that what's going on in the story that's wrong, or no, of course not. It can't be wrong. So there's a talking, then there's talking therapy or something. You go to that person talking, can be. Maybe there's a relief. All that can happen. And at the same time, there's also something going on in the story. There's also time. So when there's thinking about by a few days before or time before and now, and you're thinking, oh, now it's going better, that can be a relief. So there's a comparing, living in time. But in the same time, when there's living in time, there's something going on like it should be, in the end, it should be like that. Or maybe it's not that strong, can also be. It's so different. There's no choice. There's nothing wrong. To hear that, there's nothing wrong and it's already complete as it is. Doesn't mean you say to yourself, oh, it's okay, I accept it. No, that's nothing to do with that. But that's again another story. Saying that to yourself is a new concept. It has nothing to do with that. There's no escape. That whole story that can be lost, that whole idea that there's something wrong and I should make it different and all that, when that's not happening, it's suddenly like, oh, it's this. But it doesn't mean it's always, oh, hallelujah. There can be or tired or just the normal thing. But there's no escape. There's nothing going on trying to change it. Doesn't mean you don't go to the doctor or taking pills. That can happen. There's no decision in that. It seems like that. It can seem like that. When there's I'm here and I'm seeing that Rose is taking a pill or something like, or somebody else, then it seems like that she decides to get rid of that pain or something like that. There's no one. So there's already no one. So there's not a decision to take a pill. Taking pills can happen. Yeah. It's completely out of the story, so we're not used to think that there's no decision and no cause and effect and no free will. It's also not only in the words. There can be some concepts can be not so strong anymore, but it's also underneath that in these meetings there's going on something else. Is that unconditional love? That's something going on. It's not mine. It's life. It's there, and there's no one trying to change that. It's life. It's underneath. It's can be sensed in some way. There's nothing wrong with anything. Of course not. It's complete as it is.
Hey Rose,
Hi, hello.
It's so funny. I have the lust to ask you, do you really know what you are talking about? And it's it's so funny.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Oh. It's so funny because this really for me freeing that is coming from nowhere. There's no one who knows anything, but it's just funny to ask you, do you know what you are talking
no.
about? And of
No.
course, no,
It's
yes,
true.
yes.
That's true. Yeah, that's funny to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally funny.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, it's like that. It's just that talking. And sometimes I'm like, oh, what am I saying? Sometimes it's really like that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. When I'm just before the meeting and I'm sitting and then trying just thinking like, oh, what shall I say? Nothing is coming. And then suddenly there's this and then whoa, there's coming. I don't know
No,
how that goes. Yeah.
yeah, it's really wonderful to yeah.
Uh, yeah. It's amazing that there's it is not about knowing, it's not about meaning. It's amazing. We're so involved, can be so involved in that. And it's that simple. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something funny in no, funny is not the right word, but this
Mm,
that this when you talk of this collapse, there's only one. It's yeah, it's not to describe that there's not black and white. There's not just what is, and it yeah, it's just strange or just yeah, I don't know
yeah.
what word to use.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it. That's
Yeah,
it. How can you say this? This is,
yeah,
I can't. Yeah. Yeah,
no,
that's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. It's so
yeah,
straight. It's so completely different what we used to in the story and all that. And then, and it's somewhere there's ringing a bell like, yeah, crazy. And you can't even say or explain it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's just too simple.
Yeah, it's so, and then, wow, we're so busy trying to find out and trying to do and busy with thinking about it. And oh, it's, oh, already. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rose.
Yeah. Thank you. Mm. Oh, there's a question. When you say nothing is real, is it because the appearance doesn't persist? Nothing to hold on to? Um, No, nothing is real. That mean it's an appearance. So it's an appearance. It's energy. Seems like a lamp, but it's empty. It's energy. And we think everything is. Most people think everything is solid and real. And then hearing, no, it's not real. It's an appearance. And that's so. In that sense, nothing is real. So you can't grasp it. It seems like I can get it. I can touch the table. There's a sensation, but there's a sensation. You can't even explain it. Trying to explain what is not what's an appearance. It's difficult. Well, everything is an appearance. It's not real. It's not solid. Nothing is solid. Also, the body isn't solid. Whoa, that's something. Whoa, yes, yeah. That was one of the things I that took so long for me. It's to see that suddenly that I didn't hear that the body isn't that I always heard everything but not about a body because the body was me, so I couldn't hear that that was in this. also an appearance. And then suddenly the body wasn't there for a moment and somewhere. So it was a big shock, because then when the body isn't real, then there's no one existing. Whoa, that's something else. There can be a lot of things going on, and yeah, it's about me and all that, and we understand, and then suddenly, but you don't exist. Oh my God, that's something else. Then it's not about me anymore. It's amazing. But it's also the joy that it's not about me. Hello, yeah. Mm. What would you say to someone who reads your book, watches your videos while they have cancer and is afraid of death? Oh my God, I don't know. It's so different. There's not talking to in non-dualistic words or something like that. It's every situation is different. I don't know what will happen. It depends on what's going on between me and that person. I don't know. It's the same as you. You don't know, and there will be some talking. Maybe doesn't. The only thing I can say, that's not trying to help, but for the rest, I don't know. I can't say. This is not a way of living that I know that in certain situations I will do that, and there's no fear anymore or no anger anymore, or this is no, there's not knowing. That's completely no God or knowing. Yeah, there can be a knowing or information suddenly can be there, knowing how to walk or something like that. Just that functions. But this is not talking about knowing, it's knowing how to deal with things or with people. I don't. There's no one. There's what's happening. So there can be speaking, words, saying nothing. I don't know. Walking away, staying. I don't know. Anything. And it's the same with everyone. So there's nothing right or wrong with anything. This is not like there's Rose and she has no me, something like that, and that's better than something. Well, all that crap. There's nothing going on about that. There's no one. So there can be bodies, but there's already no one inside. It's already like that. So there's no difference. It's complete in itself, so it doesn't matter what happens. It's everything. When it's everything, then it's everything, of course. So it can't be something wrong. No, it can't be. It's complete in itself, how it is. The energy is also, people are so, everyone is so different. Every energy is so different. Some there's sometimes there's energy and there's walking away. Sometimes there's energy and there's laughing together. It's just different everywhere. So you don't know what will happen. Of course not. It's very normal, not special or so. Ooh, there's a long one. Wait. Hi, Rose. I had a near-death experience years ago.
Yeah, this energy is cooking.
This energy is cooking. What is that? Okay, I'm reading that chat. I had a near-death experience years ago. However mad it sounds, I went to other realms in time and space and behind a veil, as it were more real than real, as I've heard some people describe it. This me is so drawn by the message here, and yet I struggle to place what happened to me when I died into what's happening or not here. There's so much confusion here around what's apparently happened to me and that apparent being here linked to what happened back then in that near-death experience. Was it all imaginary? I appreciate your words on it. It's what's happening. There's no meaning in that. We're making it in a certain importance, in certain... What that can be an experience. Yeah, can be. Then that experience is there. And there can be feelings, all that. Yeah. But it's always near death. So that we don't know what's after that. I don't see after that. There's no death. There's no death. So there can be a fear of death, of course, because but most of the time it's not only physical, it's also about dying, that I exist and I want to continue. So that can be anything. But nothing has any meaning. So any experience can be there. It's an experience. It can be with feelings or beautiful or very strong or anything. And that's going. It's what's happening. And there's also the table. Nothing more important or less than that. It's not happening to you. It's what is happening, apparently.
There anything happening?
I mean, yeah, like this. Yeah. Talking to the computer is happening. Yeah. What is it? Yeah. So, yeah. What we are so used that it's about our life, about me, and trying to focus on trying to deal or focus or whatever, saying about what's going on here, what it does it to me. Now I feel more relaxed. Oh, what is going on here? What am I thinking? And all that, being busy with that. Because it feels like that body and that my life is important. So I'm busy with trying to deal with what's going on in my life or in my body or all that. And then there's hearing this message or this talking. There's no one doing that. There's what's happening. There's no me. There's no one existing. There's a body can happen. Yeah. But nothing is more important than anything else. There's no one. So there's also no dealing with circumstances. There can be an idea. That's the story about what's going on and how did I do that and all that. It's a dream. It's so much, an imagination about what's going on. And underneath there's walking or sitting or maybe talking. And the table, it's not all people. There's someone here and there's someone there and I want to reach something or get rid of that or all that. There's no one. So there's nowhere to go. That whole story about what is happening and how did it go and all that. It's a dream, a fantasy and imagination about what's going on and giving meaning or importance. It's what's happening. Very simple. That it's so simple and so normal without any meaning. It's going nowhere. It's what it is. Oh, there's some. And then he said, and after that question, so I wonder, did it happen? No, it didn't. in time. There can be a memory, and that's what's happening. There's no before. We live in time, so we think there's something happening before to me also, and I'm continuing, so there was something happening before. This. It's new. There's nothing before or after. It's this and that. Yeah. We can have ideas of remembering of images about situations. When there's a belief, I'm living in time and I'm real, then it seems like there's a past. Of course, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's an image. It's a construct. And then somebody saying, wow, as you say it, it's already just what's happening. But there can be a layer on the top as I am doing that. Yeah, that's what most of the time is done. It's so quick. It's just so not noticed. It's so the norm for most people, the normal way that it's on top of giving meaning or I'm doing that. It's seems to be the normal way. And then there's questioning from is are you doing that? Or is it what's happening? That's the suggestion here. Yeah. That's and the simplicity is that it is and that and a lamp and how can you say, but it's only this and only this and it's new. That's everything. It's very simple and normal. And there's somebody saying, would you describe where you are as being home? I'm not somewhere. I'm not somewhere. There is no one. That means there's no Roes. Where's Roes? There's that face, maybe, or maybe hand. And that's what's happening. There's no life of Roes or something like that. So it's not where I am. No. It's worse than that. There's no Roes. There's no one. It's more than also most people think there's Roes and there's no one inside or things like that. No. There's no Roes. There's no life of Roes. And there's still that can be that story and going on and walking in the house and all that. That still goes on. This is home. Yeah. Not I am home, but this is home. Yeah. Already. There's nothing lost. But it's already. There's nothing lost. That's amazing part of this message. This message talking is not even a message. Because it's saying this is home. It's everything. It's sitting in a certain way. It's talking. It's a feeling for no one. And there can be an idea, yeah, but that's mine. No, that thought can be there too. Yeah, then there's thoughts. Maybe it doesn't feel like that because you feel like trapped and all that. There's nothing trapped. It's an embodied idea that because there's such a strong sense of there's something wrong and it should be in a certain way or wanted in a certain way. Would you say all there is home? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, of course, there's only home. This is life already. There's nothing else. And there can be an idea, oh, but I am in it and I'm living my life. That idea or belief can be there. Those thoughts. Yeah, that's life too. But some people make it into, oh, but that's also, everything is happening. So that's, what can we say about it more? But there can be also saying like it's not only saying in meetings like, it's what's happening. It's describing what's going on. It's a story. It's a construct, all that. This is home. This is not I am home. This is home. Everything is home. Yeah. That's the joy. That's the freedom, that it's everything. But it doesn't mean it's nice or no, it's everything. Can be feelings in this or I don't know. It's not about Rose or me or anybody else. Yeah. Not seeing anyone. No. Can be a body. Doesn't mean there's someone in it. There's someone in the waiting room, John.
I'm a bit curious.
Hmm.
When you went to Tony, was John also already in this energy and this nothingness, and the interesting of the meetings of Tony
Before
before you get a relationship with him?
no, I got a relationship with John, and then I said I want to go to Tony, and he said I go with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's how it did go. In the story. Family saying, wow, I truly don't understand what's happening, but there's no need to understand or change anything. Yeah, that's it. Mm. Yeah. Can be a lot of questions and wanting to know and go on and searching and all that. And then in these meetings, it's not her in there's no answer. It's not taking it home. It's not doing anything with it. So that mind that trying to find out, there's nobody listening, so it falls a bit apart. And then suddenly, oh, can be like that. Yeah. And there can be a lot of thoughts. Then that's what's happening. There's nothing wrong with thoughts.
Hello, Rose.
Hey, hello.
Here it seems to be more falling asleep at Zoom meetings now.
Yeah, can
It's
happen,
like,
sure.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, sure. Sure. It's in a way it can be relaxing because there's nowhere to go. There's nothing going on like and nothing to get. Oh, and then suddenly
Yes, or there can be quite a lot of resistance. So falling asleep is like because the message can't be understood.
that's
So
I don't
yeah.
know. Is that so? I don't know.
Oh well, I
But
don't know either.
seems like there because it seems like an explanation in a certain way, and there's something wrong in that. No, I think there's just falling asleep. I can maybe that's what I'm saying. That it's the same as what I'm saying. I don't know why, but yeah. The resistance is also a story. There is what is resistance? I don't know. There can
Yes,
be a feeling, but then there's a feeling, but yeah, I don't know. Falling asleep can happen. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with falling asleep. As when you say resistance, that seems a bit like, oh, I don't want to hear this. I don't. What? That's the story of there's something wrong with me. Again, yeah. So, oh, it's such a normal one. Yeah.
It is just a thought that came up, and
sure.
I can't prove that.
No.
At all. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another insight, I guess, came up earlier on, that what is talked about is not the subject. There's no subject object. And then that thought went as well, because all of it is just, it's also nothing. Even a conclusion is also nothing.
Yeah, it's suddenly very clear, and then it's going. Yeah, sure.
And then it's going, and it's and yeah.
Yeah. But in somewhere it's something like, oh, and then it's gone. And then, yeah, I don't know what happened next.
Yes, and it doesn't matter.
No.
Thank you.
Oh. Thank you.
Hi, Roes.
Hi.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult with words to express what I want to ask. It's a little bit like so nobody, that's okay, that's what I have felt, but no existence, that's something else.
That's really something else,
yeah. Can you say something about that?
Normally, what we hear from this talking, it's in a subtle way. There can be something going on, like I'm going to this meeting for me because I want something else, or there's something changing, or maybe no me anymore, or something like that. So there's subtly or stronger something in it for me. And then hearing there's no one existing, that knocks that whole hope of there will be a change someday or something happening someday completely out of the window. And that's that no existing, because there can be a lot of understanding about there's no one, but there can be subtly going on. There's no one inside, so everything's going by itself, and Roes is going very easy because there's nothing asking herself about what's going on and all that. And that seems like, oh, I want that too. So what can I do, or can listen to her or somebody else that has that too, or not has that, or whatever. And then, but that hearing that it's already complete, it's not being heard. And because it's so devastating and so no hope at all for something else, that it's already this, and maybe you don't like it, not you only, but you don't like this or you want something else or anything like that. And then, uh, oh, it's this and there's nowhere to go. And it's not for me, not only for me, it's what's happening. So there's only that feeling not happening in the body or for the body or whatever. It's a feeling. Even the body isn't real. When the body isn't real, there's no one existing. It's only a body, a table, and that's even also not real. It's an appearance. So everything is an appearance. Also this face and all that. So there's nothing happening, and it's an appearance of all kind of lamps and streets and feelings and sounds. And there's not only, there can be a body, but there's no one inside. And it's not even there's no one inside, because there's no inside. There's no inside.
It's complete empty.
It's empty.
Yes.
And
Thank
it's
you.
full in that sense that there's the body, there's a sensation, but it's empty too.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for asking. And the strange thing is, the story goes on. This is still talking about yesterday and what your mother and all that. It still goes on. Well, it's a joy of nothing, just that, not serious. And there can be pain or sadness and all that. Yeah. Or talking in this was happening because of and all that. Can be talking like that. Well, it's not it's not serious. It's the story can go on.
So then there can also be a kind of coaching.
No, not coaching, but talking with someone, and then what happened to your knee? Did someone that do that to you? Oh my God, what an awful person. So that kind of thing. Yeah, of course. That's talking like that can be something just, yeah, of course. It's very normal.
Yeah.
Otherwise it seems like a bit straight, a bit holy or something like that. No, it's very normal. And in the same time it's empty, so there's nothing in it. Yeah. Sometimes you can sense when there's somebody speaking and it's serious and real and or there's nothing in it. There's no meaning. There's what I don't know. Like, so sometimes you can sense it. That's a difference. Oh, somebody saying yes, yes, yes. Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, this is it already. Oh, yeah, heart, yeah. For life. It's so touching. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's stunning. It's God. It's yeah, sometimes can be so strong and so touching and whoa. Yeah. And in the same it's so simple and tiny and normal. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
In a way, I like it with this open area behind you.
With the open area behind
Yeah,
me.
so now this meeting is in your living room.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, we always saw the wall.
And then only the wall. I get back to the wall. Yeah. Maybe it changes, maybe not. I don't know. Suddenly it was like that. Yeah.
You were in your kitchen as well at some point,
Yeah,
weren't you?
that was the
I
kitchen. That
remember
was
in
my
the kitchen, yeah.
Mm. The wall was also in the kitchen.
All right.
Yeah. So next is in the sleeping room. No, it's too far from here. So the internet will not be, I think it will be not all right. I don't know.
There's an impression here that the voice, your voice, I sometimes I can't tell that it's somebody else's voice. It's a strange feeling. It's like it's like it's my voice as well, or whatever, you know. It's like, or there's not mine, but
Yeah,
I can't.
a voice,
a voice, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
in this
yeah,
whole, in this
yeah,
wholeness. It is, yeah. So
yeah,
sometimes,
yeah. I
yeah.
can hear what you say. It's a voice, and it's you can't even say where it is. It's not here or there, but it's
Yeah, it's not separate. That's that feeling.
No.
It's not something else.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Maybe it's when, because I go sleepy. It's easier to hear without.
That can be. That suddenly that
you're
trying is not like.
half asleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can be. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's also that there's no distance. And then suddenly it's like, oh, there's no distance. There's that sound, and it's, I can't even say where, but it's that sound is it. Yeah. That's being in love. It's being in love. That's everything. It's a tabling without distant, or it's not over there. It's tabling. Ooh, I can't even describe it. Again, yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So there was nothing to share.
No, because it's when we talk about sharing, I'm saying that. Yeah, we talk in sharing, but it's only there's sound happening.
Yeah.
And there's no distance, so it's not the sharing, it's sound. Yeah. That's the intimacy. It's that sound, or maybe a table or somewhere. Not for anyone. It's sound. It's all. A feeling. Yeah.
Nothing.
It's not only nothing, it's both. It's what I said. It's empty, but it's full. It's a feeling, or how can you feel? How can you express that? But a feeling or a sound, not only nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I can hear my heart beating.
Yeah, the beating. Oh, it's the beating, and sometimes suddenly it's not even knowing where it comes from, where it is. It's suddenly that beating. That's it. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Hey, Rose.
Yeah, hi.
So, at when I first started, I guess, in spirituality before hearing this communication, everything used to get on my nerves because I'm really lazy character, and everything said that I should be doing something, right? And I
Sure.
was like, no way. I was like, again, even to get to God, I have to do something. I was like, how is this possible? And then when I heard this communication, when it was really heard after a couple of times, I was like, oh
Mm.
my God, isn't that the biggest dream come true? That you don't have to do anything. There's no you to do anything. And when I was talking about it to my mom, she said, oh, of course you like that because you're lazy.
Ah, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. People think that. Oh my God. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's all
so
kind of stories. Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it's so funny.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
things like come out on their own here. I was talking to my mom yesterday and I was just playing with my phone and she was saying something like saying that nothing's working out. And I said, well, of course not, because there's no one there. And she looks at me and she's like, well, maybe, but not to the degree that you think it's not. I'm like, so 75%.
Yeah, that's nice to talk
It
about
is,
that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
It's just funny, it's so
Yeah.
relaxing that
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's hard for people, right, to like accept like there's no one there or there's nothing that can be done, but it feels so freeing here. So like,
Hmm.
because life is such a contracted experience for the human, for the individual, that it's to just exist for no reason seems, at least here, seems so nice.
Hmm. It's relaxing and can be relaxing. But relaxing can also be painful. It can be anything. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be one thing or another. Yeah, of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
nice. Yeah. And
Mhm.
I know Catherine mentioned falling asleep. I always fall asleep to Rose or to Jim or to Tony. I think it is the most soothing thing on the planet. And it's just
Oh
so
God.
great. I think
Okay.
it's lovely.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's exhausting that whole thing. What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
What we have to reach, and our talent has to be explored. And oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and
mm,
you're not as good as that person, and that's why you should do it like
yeah,
they do. I mean, this is
yeah,
entire life, at least here. This is exactly how from the very first childhood memory that I have. It's like, be like this person, don't be like that person. It's
oh, yeah, yeah,
so much work.
yeah, 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 and that's such a deep feeling can be there. Like this is I'm not good enough in the way this is going, or in the way what is being expressed, or with the
Yes.
work, or all that. I'm not good enough. That can be so strong. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. It doesn't even, like, it's I guess when certain things are heard, certain things can mellow out,
yeah.
right? Like, I feel like that can happen, and I feel like there's a noticing of that here, like the apparent old ways and apparent new ways. Like, it's such a, how do I want to say, like, it's such a automatic, automatic to react to
Yeah.
assume, right? Like, you
Yeah.
can't, there's
Yeah.
no way that anything can be done about it, because like I it's just amazing. But it's amazing to me how this whole appearance is it comes about. It's nuts. Like, it really, really is, because it's wild. I'm literally surprised every single time.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
get
How it's
old.
going. What you see, what's in the news, what's everywhere.
Oh,
It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And at the same time, it's so tiny and so simple, and also that, oh my God, and you can't tell even. You can't walk on the street. Yo, come on, guys, it's this. They look at you like, oh my God. Uh,
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. Some most folks, at least the ones that I know, I don't converse about this, because it doesn't even feel, it doesn't. I think at first, when the communication really seeped through, I was very excited about it for like 5 minutes, And then it came out to, I guess it came out in conversation with one person who totally freaked out, and I was like, okay, that's probably not a great
Mm,
thing. And now there's like not even like it doesn't feel like there's a reason to discuss or talk. It's just
uh,
what
mm,
for, right?
yeah. Sometimes it
Well,
happens, and most of
yeah,
well, but
yeah.
I don't speak about it very often. No.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens with the people because it's not for
Yeah.
anyone, right? And you don't
Mm,
want to, and you don't plan on it, and then it just comes out, and you're like,
yeah.
why did that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That can be like that. Suddenly it's like that, and wow, that's amazing. Yeah, there's an openness, and yeah, sure.
Mm, yeah, it's very, very, very adorable. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice.
And it's the
Very-
longing. But I think most people long for that unconditional, that there's nothing wrong, that it's just now. And then, wow, it's so embodied, that feeling that there's something to do or change or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, the longing is not to be separate because that's exactly what
Mm,
happens in object subject reality.
mm,
Yeah, and that's why it's never enough. It's never going to
mm.
be, because I mean I deal with people in a daily who are, very, very wealthy, and it's never enough
Yeah.
in one
Yeah.
area or another, and no one is 100% happy for longer
Yeah.
than, like Tony says, 5 minutes.
Yeah. It jumps from this to that to that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing how that
Yeah.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always keeping itself busy. Like
Yeah.
if something gets
Yeah.
resolved, it really literally
Right.
gives me like 20 minutes, and then on to
Yeah.
the next race.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's how
amazing.
it's going. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Incredible. Just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna
That's the
have to sleep.
exhausted, the exhaustion about
Yes.
always not being satisfied and like this and all that because yeah, it's never enough and it's gone. And there's looking in the story because it seems that's the only thing that there is, and then it has nothing to do with circumstances or all those things. It has nothing to do with that. Oh God, that seems the only way, and then suddenly it's there's something completely out of the story. That's so simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very incredible. Still, every single time I hear it, I'm like, there's no, it
Mm,
makes me laugh.
yeah. Mm,
Oh, nice to talk to you. Thank you, Rose.
yeah. Thank you. Mm. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. This is already complete. It's already everything. It's the everything. What we're looking for, the everything, is what is happening. And it can be apparently happening and maybe not understanding apparently. It doesn't matter. It's already that how it's going. Those thoughts are it. That arm is it. It's everything. The looking, the closing the computer, the the being busy with what's going on inside. Then there's a being busy with what's going on. There's nothing wrong or right with anything. It can be a story, but there's nothing wrong with the story. There's no need to change anything. It's already complete as it is. How the face is looking. And there can be a looking at it like, oh my God, then those thoughts are happening. Doesn't mean it's nice. This is nothing to do with nice or beautiful or happy. It's what it is. There's no meaning. There's no meaning in anything. Everything is empty. Everything is empty. The body, it's full. It's full. Body, face, walling. And there's no beginning. There's no end. There's no here or there's no there. It's sound. Somewhere. It's that. Or a feeling. The table, sitting. It's going nowhere. It is. It's unconditional love, sitting, walling, sounding. It's already. Thank you. Oh God.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you,
you.
Rose.
Thank you.
Rose. Thanks, Rose.
Hey, thanks. I'm gonna stop the recording.
Thank you.